Charge up here.
There's nothing, we don't have anything else. No.
Oh, really?
Okay. You can. It's gonna be an easy night. We're just making it that way.
Call the meeting to order. Would you please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll move on to roll call. Let the record show that Chad Young and Craig Johnson are absent. We'll go into citizen comments.
None.
Okay. Board reports. We'll start with Howard.
I made an appearance at Principal Fink's retirement, an appearance at Superintendent Espy's retirement. I did a walkthrough at the Becker fundraiser, stopped at the PEA retirement breakfast, was at graduation, and had a community ed meeting.
I was at graduation, attended preschool graduation, which was interesting,
That's always so fun.
That's so fun.
and the executive committee.
I was at the graduation and Dr. Espy's retirement party. And that's about it.
I had grievance, graduation, Julia's retirement party, and the end of the year breakfast.
Well, I had grievance too.
You forget.
Forget things.
I had graduation, the Becker's benefit, Julia's retirement party, Rum River Special Ed Co-op, and then C. And at the C meeting, I was elected to president-elect of C, which is now a
Lucky you.
3-year commitment. And so, Mr. Chairperson, when we get to the fall, I'm currently serving on 4 committees. And when that, there'll be additional meetings with that. And so we will need to revisit committee assignments. And then the regional C meeting is Tuesday, June 12, and I cannot go, and I'm assuming you're not going. Get it?
I'll be in Illinois.
So is there someone that would like to go? It's a 9:30 to 11:30 at the Creamery Crossing in Isani, and it's then it's lunch.
What day is it?
Tuesday, June 12.
Which is next Tuesday.
Yeah,
At what time?
9:30 to 11:30.
Yeah, I'll go.
So will you register him? And I'll give you this. They'll recap the legislative stuff now that it's all done, because when we met, it wasn't yet. Hadn't signed everything yet, so it's cool.
And it's at the Creamery Building?
Thank you, Eric, for going for me.
What's that?
Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Superintendent?
Just winding down, a lot of last day of school is kind of sad. Last everything is kind of sad, and I'm winding everything out. My list is gone from pages and pages down to 3 pages, so I'm gonna be all finished by June 30th.
Student council here.
No.
So we'll move on to approve the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Motion was made by Howard, second by Eric. All in favor? Or any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Discuss and act on previous board meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion was made by Sue, seconded by Deb. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Consent agenda. Yes,
Can I just clarify some things on the choir trip?
sure.
Just just so you all know, there's no conflict with state speech. The itinerary had incorrect dates on it, but the form had correct dates on it. And so I think we got all our ducks in a row. Howard helped us to get our ducks in a row.
All right. So is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So
So-
moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Oh, did you get that? Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Information, first reading of policies. Julia?
Okay, you can see in the summary of changes that there were no changes in 3 of the policies, the food allergies and special dietary needs policy, the acceleration of students policy, and the video recording on school buses. So those were all the same. And then we corrected formatting in the extracurricular transportation policy, 710. But policy 604 is new. We are required by law to have statements of inclusivity, and there are 2 different reasons we have to provide that information. One is every November when the HR director puts in their report, annual report, we have to say that we're an inclusive education program. The other is with Title I. In order to get our funds, we have to prove that we have inclusive education programs. So what the trend is in the state, at least I know in Minnesota, is to have it as a board policy. So all you have to do is just refer to it, just say it is a board policy, rather than having to bring it back here, say, do you approve it, and all of that. Then it's in writing and ready to go. So my recommendation is that we accept this inclusive education program, just like we do in other policies.
All right. Well, these will come back at our next meeting for the second reading, and we'll vote on those then. QComp annual report.
Yes, that is me. So the state of Minnesota requires that the board receive an annual report. The format and the template is provided to us, but I'll just do an executive summary of the findings from this year. They require some analysis of all 4 parts of the QComp plan. So QComp in general is professional development for teachers to support increased learning for students. There's an area we have for career ladder positions, one for PLC work or job embedded professional development, the teacher evaluation piece, and then the performance pay or incentive pay. Overall results from this year, so very preliminary results that are sequestered. I don't know if I'm allowed to say numbers in this meeting, but maintained growth in math and as well as a nice gain in reading. So positive cumulative effect of the systems that we have in place are working. So as we look at that first piece of QComp, the career ladder positions, it's support for teachers in a variety of areas. So instructional technology integration, instruction itself, the use of data, what we do with PLCs in terms of the work with PLCs, and then a mentoring program. So overall analysis of the parts of the plan, we found they weren't necessarily working together. And so we have even more room for improvement, okay? So the idea was that we've got all of the teacher coordinator positions now collaborating and talking about the pieces of the puzzle to work in coordination. And we have clearly defined vision and what is the work for the coming year through the Princeton paradigm. So all of the positions are focused on the same thing. So I would expect even increased cumulative effect of the parts of the system. There is just highlights some specificity going into work of the PLCs, a system for the teacher evaluation that's more focused on the things that most impact learning. So regular conversations between teachers on those pieces will automatically spread that best practice. And something else in mind. Oh, well, the work of the data coaches and the tech coaches will also be aligned to the pieces of the Princeton paradigm that everyone else is. I just included in the board minutes here, both last year's version of the handbook and then the revised version for next year. So if you're interested in the details, they're there. They may be more than you're interested in. And then if we move to the district staff development plan, if that's okay, Eric.
Yeah, great.
You'll notice that the plan for professional development days aligns specifically with those three parts of the Princeton paradigm that the handbook and the positions align to. So it's continuous both communication and support for teachers on what is the focus, what is the work, and deepening. So though they are the same topics all year for professional development, the training and time allotted to work on it changes based on where we're at in our understanding.
I love that it's color coded.
You were so elementary.
No, it's so easy to
It's
read.
easier to read.
Agreed.
It is.
Yeah,
It's nice to have that.
This took many meetings with many groups
I bet.
to agree
very-
on this staff
Very
development
detailed.
plan.
So that-
Awesome.
Good leadership.
Any questions, comments?
good work.
Yeah, real good. Looks great. All right, we'll move into the action items. Fun part of the agenda. We'll go to the 18-19 budget. Is there a motion to accept the 18-19 budget as proposed?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Give it to you.
Motion was made by Deb Alm, seconded by Eric Strandberg. Is there any discussion? This obviously isn't the very first time we've seen this. We've gone over this. We'll go by roll call. I'll start with Sue.
Yes.
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 All right, motion passes. Rum River Cooperative Bill.
Yep, this is the payment for the cash flow. If you recall, this was not our current year budget, so.
So what we talked about at the workshop.
Yep.
And we get it back, right, eventually.
So
That we
Part of
may,
it.
that will all depend on what happens with Rum River, and we have a representative from the board. We would ask that our money come back. That will function through that.
Boy, it comes.
As a member of the cooperative, we are responsible for making sure it is financially solvent.
All right, I'll entertain a motion
So moved.
to pay the cash flow bill for Rum River Special Education Cooperative by June 30th.
So moved again.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion was made by Howard, seconded by Chad. Is there any discussion? We kind of just had some. Go by roll call again. This time we'll start with Howard.
Yes.
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 Motion passes. Letter C, resolution establishing dates for filing affidavits of candidacy. Their motion to accept the resolution establishing dates for filing affidavits of candidacy.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Eric and Howard. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Transportation contract agreement. Palmer Bus, right?
Yes. We have in the audience today Jenna from Palmer. She's our CEO, and our new site manager, Trace Johnson. So they have been very wonderful to work with and very collaborative, and I appreciate the time that they have spent and also Chris's time. We did a lot of phone calling back and forth to finish off the contract instead of having them drive up from Mankato.
So what is the site manager? What is that?
We just oversee Princeton. I oversee the Princeton location. So Palmer has 2 locations around the state. So each location has a site manager, terminal manager that oversees that location.
So you'll be on site?
Yes.
You'll be physically there
Every day.
every day?
That means it's always your fault, right?
So we thought it would be a good idea to have Trace come tonight as well, so meet him and just know that this is the person that you're talking to and who is, and we're all a phone call away. We absolutely support our managers and are here for them as well, but having someone at the location that's always got their hands on it is needed.
He transitioned about a month ago, and this has been the smoothest end of the year with us that we've ever had. So, would you agree?
I didn't have one phone.
I didn't either.
Wow.
Do you know that never happens?
That never happened.
Never. So,
In fact, I was just reorganizing a couple transportation things and I was reading, we didn't have that issue this year.
yeah.
So it was nice, yes.
All right, so is there a motion to accept the transportation contract agreement as proposed?
So moved. Second.
Motion was made by Deb, seconded by Sue. This will be roll call too. Start with Sue.
Yes.
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 Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
motion passes. All right, moving to second reading of policies. We had the first reading, so I'm sure you've reread this and memorized it. Move to accept the second reading of policies as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Chad, seconded by Howard. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And Iowa certification for Ben Barton.
That's required by the state. Every district must have a superintendent, and since my contract's up on June 30th, and his starts on July 1st, this will put him as far as it's Iowa isn't the state, it's
Right.
identified official with authority. They love their acronyms in the MDE.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you'd be surprised how many times we have to go in and authorize people. And it's all through the state. People have roles and responsibilities, and as you have different people move into different positions,
Oh, sure.
it all changes. And now with Rum River, there've been quite a few changes. And so I'll get them all caught up and meet.
Is there a motion to approve the certification?
Second.
Motion is made by Chad, seconded by Eric Strandberg. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Just additions to the agenda. There are none. Future meetings, they're there for your enjoyment. Motion to adjourn. I think this is a record. Motion to adjourn.
So moved. Jeez. Nobody
Is there a
jumped.
second? I'll second it.
God. What's the matter with you people?
This is a record.
I think so.
Meeting's adjourned.
We're gonna have the executive committee on Wednesday.
You just did.
Yeah. I don't know what I was going to
Eric?
get.